Good morning and welcome to worship today. I am so glad that you joined us online. Now, last week when we were at the park, we talked about why we have laws. And we talked about how, in many ways, laws, even the laws in the Bible, are about how we are in relationship with each other. The laws that God has given us in the form of the Ten Commandments help us better understand how we should love God and how we're supposed to love each other. Gives us sort of a way of doing that. And today, Pastor Michelle is going to talk about the first commandment, which is, you shall have no other gods before me. Now, this is a law that really, I think, sometimes makes God seem really jealous. And I think actually sometimes it's okay for us to think about the fact that we have a jealous God. But sometimes if we just think about God being jealous, we forget what this law really means for us. And so I want you to think about what sort of things you have in your life that you think are extraordinarily important things. Maybe it's doing really well in school and getting an A or a 100 on an assignment. I mean, that's important. Maybe it's spending lots of time with your family. I mean, that's really important. Maybe it's giving your best when you play on a soccer team or a baseball team or lacrosse. I mean, that's important too. All of these things are important. But in this commandment, what God is saying to us is that none of these things that are important are more important than God. That if, getting a 100 on our test also means that we have, forgotten to pray, or we have forgotten to go to church, or we've been really mean to other people in order to do well, then what that means is that we've really put that 100 on our test before we've thought about God or the image of God in each other. And so this commandment, it does tell us that we have a jealous God who wants us to always think about God first. But that's only because of the relationship that we should have with God and with each other. And so this commandment is not about a jealous God so much as rethinking the things that we think are important and making sure that no matter what, we're putting God first in our lives. And so this first commandment really starts to sort of set the stage for what it means to be in relationship with God and in relationship with each other. And so for that reason, I think this commandment is really, really important. It acknowledges that there's a lot of things that we're going to find in our lives that we think are necessary and we think are important, and we will do no matter what. But we also, in the space of thinking about those things, also need to make sure that they serve and glorify our relationship with God and respond to the relationship that we're supposed to have with the image of God in each other. So listen closely to our scripture today and to Pastor Michelle as she shares more about what this commandment means in our lives.